Hey guys, it's Lindsay. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to the first Throwback Thursday video. So I kind of got this idea from that girl Shay XO. I love her channel and she always used to do these Throwback Thursday videos. She hasn't done them in a while, or she's kind of like starting to get back into it, but I always loved watching them, and I know it seemed like a lot of people loved seeing the palettes being revisited. And there's a lot of smaller channels that I love to watch right now that are doing kind of like a throwback style video, not necessarily Throwback Thursday, but just using up their stash, using older palettes, because a lot of people are doing more of a no-buy, low-buy type of thing right now. While I'm not officially doing a no-buy or low-buy, I have mentioned I'm being a bit more pickier with my purchasing. And I have a lot of very unloved, unused makeup in my collection that you guys saw in my palette video. So this is my way of trying to get those palettes out here, have some fun with them, give them some use. And I have such an awesome collection that I really love, so I just need to get more use out of it. So I asked you guys in my palette collection video which palette you wanted to see first, or just which palettes you wanted to see in general. And I've been making a list of all the ones you guys have commented on. So I figured I would start with one of the most commented ones. I didn't count exactly which got it, but one of the highest commented palettes was the Urban Decay Alice Through the Looking Glass palette, which I'm not surprised about because I've had people ask about this one before, and I honestly haven't touched this probably since it came out. Like I used it a little bit when it came out, and I probably haven't touched it since then. So we're gonna use this palette today. If you don't remember what it looks like, this is what it looks like. So we're gonna go ahead and take that out. So these are our shades to work with. So the funny thing about this is I was really excited when I bought this palette. Back then, I wasn't really buying a ton of makeup. I think I had one or two Urban Decay palettes. I really, didn't like the idea of paying $45 to $50 on a makeup palette. But I love, you guys know I love themes. I love Alice in Wonderland, I love Disney. And when this came out, I was so excited about it. Now, I will say, I definitely was suckered in by the packaging. I'm sorry, but this is just such a beautiful little packaging piece. I also really love butterflies, so I love that. But I loved the colors, and I just thought this was the coolest palette when I bought it. When I pulled this out to start looking at what I was gonna do today for this video, I just wasn't very inspired by it, which I guess just goes to show how your taste in makeup can definitely change over time. So I sat there staring at this palette, having no idea what I wanted to do. When I look at this palette, all I really want to do is do a single shadow look with something like this pink or this green or this green, just all over the lid and some liner and lashes and be done with it. And honestly, that's a really great way to use some of these colors, but I know you guys want to see more than just that. So I thought this would also be a fun opportunity to do my first palette bingo. I've never done one before, but I've watched a bunch of palette bingos from some of the channels that I watch, like Annette's Makeup Corner and Beaut Bean, and they're so much fun, and it kind of takes the guesswork out of things for you, so we're gonna do palette bingo with this. Okay, so I downloaded a little free randomizer number app. There are 20 shades in this palette, so I've just got 1 through 20 in here, and we are just going to hit randomize and take 5 shades. I think I'm gonna do 5 shades. We'll see what we get. 2, the shade Hatter. Definitely excited about that one. 15 is Chronosphere right here. Okay, 12, which is Paradox. 19 is Royal Flush, so just kind of a light highlighting shade. Okay, and 5. 5 is Time, which I think, if I remember correctly, was kind of like a bluish black. Oh goodness, I forgot how pigmented that was. Okay, so these are my 5 shades. Let's go for a bonus number 6. 11. Okay, so 11 is Dormouse, which is this shade right here. All right, so these are the 6 shades I'm gonna be working with. Let me figure out what I'm gonna do, and then I'll show you what I came up with. All right, so this is what I came up with. I told you guys I really just wanted to put that green all over the lid, and I couldn't help it once I got the green. So I think it works. I'm gonna start out by priming my lid, and I'm gonna leave it tacky because this green definitely needed something to grip onto. I didn't leave it tacky at first, and it just did not want to stick down. All right, so I'm using a kind of flat but fluffy brush. I'm gonna use that with Hatter, and I'm packing it all over the lid. And I'm starting with just a rounded shape. I'm just kind of getting it only on the lid area, and then we'll worry about blending afterwards. And then I'm just gonna give it one more little once over to make sure it's as pigmented as possible. I'm also gonna just make sure I add a little bit like right into this little crease area, kind of blend back and forth. This will just make it a little easier when I go back in with a different brush. Now using this little brush, I'm gonna start working out the crease area. So I'm starting by being really concentrated at first, almost just blending right on top of the color that's already there. And then once I've gone back and forth a few times, then I kind of bring it upward a little bit. If I was doing this with other colors, I probably would try to have it transition into a different green if I had another green, but this works like this if you just kind of take your time and go back and forth. All right, and then I'm just gonna work on extending just a little bit so that it has like a little bit of a V shape, but not doing it as blown out as I usually do. So we're gonna kind of jump around a little here. I'm gonna go ahead and do the lower lash line. I'm gonna get a flat angled brush, put some setting spray on it, and I'm gonna use Chronosphere, this one right here, and I'm gonna line close to the lash line, but kind of a thick line. And then with a pencil brush, I'm going into Dormouse, and that's just gonna go right underneath, and then I'm gonna kind of blend the two together. I forgot how pretty this shade was. It's kind of like a peanut butter color. It's so beautiful. And honestly, this look could have easily been done by doing something like a Dormouse in the crease and like the orange shade all over the lid, you know, with the brown or something, and then the green on the lower lash line, but I really just didn't want to do that. I just kind of feel like the neutral top with the pop of green on the lower lash line is a very easy choice, and I know I've done that before, and I just wanted to kind of challenge myself to do something different with this palette. And I think I achieved that. Okay, so that's the lower lash line done. Now let's move on to the inner corner, which as you can see, I used the orange shade, which is Paradox. I actually did the Paradox shade and then I just kind of like topped it with Royal Flush to brighten it up right in the very center. This isn't normally something that I would do. Normally I like just a really bright pop on the inner corner, but since I'm taking inspiration from both Annette's Makeup Corner and Beaut Bean on doing the palette bingo, they always do these really fun pops of color on the inner corner. Sometimes it's like a matte shade, sometimes it's a color you wouldn't expect. And I, again, wanted to just challenge myself to think outside the box or think outside get outside my comfort zone, basically. So I'm placing the orange on my inner corner. So I did spritz this brush just so that it has a maximum impact. And I'm kind of making it a nice big stamp, and then I'm running it a little underneath to connect. And then instead of going onto the upper lid, I'm gonna kind of like drag it up, kind of like curving to the green, like just right above it. Then with that same brush, I'm just dipping into Royal Flush, which is this guy right here, which I thought I was gonna use for an inner corner highlight. And I'm kind of just packing this over, again, over the top of that green, like just making it like a little curve. I don't know, I just thought it looked really interesting. Okay, so that's all for the inner corner. I'm gonna add this orange liner into the waterline. This is Puppy from ColourPop. All right, so now I'm just gonna add a simple line with my liquid liner on the lid. I'm not gonna do a wing, I'm just adding a thin line. So that just gives me a dark base red lash line, and then I'm gonna top it with Time. I'm just gonna use this really tiny little angle brush, and I'm spritzing a little setting spray on my hand so that I can kind of like dip into it. And as you can see from previously, I kind of just patted some of the product off just so I have some control. And I'm just gonna line over the top of it, and then I'm gonna do a wing. I am gonna try to make it a little thicker and then do a wing on the end. So first, I'm just working on layering it over the black liner. And that's pretty much all I did. So to finish everything up, I'm gonna just add some Milk mascara. This is the Kush mascara. And then I'm gonna add these Ardell Wispy lashes. I just wanted something that had a clear band so that, you know, this fun little liner didn't get covered up by a black lash band. So let me do that and we'll finish up the lips. To finish this look off with lips, I'm gonna give you two options. I'm gonna give you the more like normal wearable option, and then I'm gonna give you a little fun twist that I think is gonna look kind of cool. So first I'm gonna use this shade, which is Pumpkin Spice from Too Faced. It's from their holiday collection. Honestly, I kind of wish I would have had something a bit more orange, which just tells me I need to buy some new lipsticks. All right, so this is your more normal wearable version. All right, now for option number 2, I thought it would be fun to kind of play off of the bluish silver blackish eyeliner and use this little gem. This was one of the liquid lipsticks from Hot Topic. It's from the Harley Quinn and the Skull Bags set. It does not have a shading, but this was like a kind of interesting metallic-y, dark grayish silver. I just think this is gonna look really interesting, so we're gonna try it. All right, so that's what this looks like. I kind of really like it. I don't know. It's definitely not a color I would wear very often, but I just think it looks really fun with these lips and gives it kind of a bit more of a grungy vibe. So I had a lot of fun doing the whole palette bingo thing, so I look forward to doing more of those in the future. You guys let me know if you want me to keep palette bingos separate from Throwback Thursdays, or if you could care less how I go about it. And if you want to see more with Alice, just say more down in the comments and I'll make sure I keep this in the rotation for Throwback Thursdays, because there's lots of colors in there. There's other things I can do with it. So hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And of course, don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.